Right. What I would like to speak about today is about the 4 agreements. What are these 4 agreements? These 4 agreements are agreements that you make with yourself, and it comes from the author Don Miguel Ruiz. The first agreement: be impeccable with your word. The second agreement: avoid taking things personally. The third agreement: don't make assumptions. And the fourth agreement: always do your best. How has those agreements impacted my life? They have impacted my life from since I was young, as a child. I'm the oldest of 7 siblings. And I tend to notice when I was young how my younger siblings, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, they would copy my behavior. They would copy things that I have said. But when I ask them about it, they would deny that they are not doing such things. I was very mindful that I have to make sure that I am impeccable with my word, with my intention, so that I will not influence them to be bad persons when they grow up. So I always make sure that I am doing things right. I say the right things, I do the right things, and I do it right. I will not go out of my way to be naughty because I don't want my siblings to become naughty. So I took my role as the eldest sister very seriously. And I would make sure that I act like the mother hen with chicks in tow so that they are kept safe. So that was me as a child, that I already knew that I have to be impeccable with my word, because words have power. Words are powerful. It is a seed. And when it is planted in your mind, it will grow. And what kind of seed will grow what kind of thought? They can be positive or negative. And I rather like the positive more than the negative. So words to me are powerful because when it gives you a negative thought, it can destroy a person. I will give you an example from the story that I've read in the book. A little girl was singing, enjoying herself to her heart's content at home. And when her mother came back from work, she was so stressed out because she had a hard day and she was having a migraine. So with a migraine, whatever noise that you hear is just going to annoy you further. And she just lashed out at her child. Stop that singing. Your voice is lousy. And what will that do to the child? Even though it was not ill-intended, the impact on the child is the child will become withdrawn, shy, maybe not wanting to show her talent anymore because she has a lousy voice, as she has been taught to believe. She accepted that opinion. She took it personally, and she will not try. And it may have later negative impacts in her life. So be mindful of the words that we use or say. Mean what we say what we mean. And that I also can relate it to my marriage. My marriage was a marriage of lies. Why? Because my husband was a serial womanizer. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. I've lost count. It has such a devastating effect on me because he doesn't admit to it. It's okay for a man to be an adulterer, but it's not okay for the wife to do the same thing. So in an Asian context, in a family like that, it is terrible. But I bore with it. I bore with that kind of frustration because to me, marriage was sacred. And I have 3 children. And I don't want my children to grow up in a broken family where the parents are divorced. For me, it was like, if there was anybody to suffer in this marriage, just let it be me, but not the children. Leave them out of it. I will make sure they are taken care properly, balanced, have proper values with respect, responsibility, integrity, everything. They have to grow up to be responsible adults. And I'm happy to say that all my 3 children are grown up. In fact, I've just become a first-time grandmother, which I'm very proud. And I'm still speaking to my husband. I have healed myself when I dealt with him in this way. My marriage has expired. My family is still intact. And when I said that to myself, it doesn't hurt me so much anymore because marriage is just one part of my life. My family is a bigger part. To me, I'm not going to take it personally. That marriage, it's gone. It sucks. That's it. But I'm not looking for another relationship because I'm so full with my family already. I don't just have my children, I have my siblings as well. And we get on fine. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of bonding. And that's what I want my family to be, close knitted. And I'm proud to say that with my siblings, we understand each other. If I were to say A, my next sibling would know it's B, and another would know that it's C, and we just complement and we will just, without a lot of words, we get things done. We complement each other. That's how close we are. And this is from the agreements that I have made with myself, not to take things personally, not to make assumptions, and always, always do my best. That's always been my motto. Do my best. Even though if I do fail at what I'm doing my best, I will still pick up and do it again and again until I am satisfied with it. So it's not chasing for that particular goal. No. To me, it is always a process. So you just keep doing and refining that process. To me, that is my life. Now I would tell myself, just do 1% more. Just 1%. Do your best. But I don't have to overdo it. I don't have to excel. I have to make sure that it's perfect. No. Because every day is a fresh day. Every day I start anew. It's just like every day we have 24 hours. We cannot carry forward the yesterday into today. We still have 24 hours. Even though we don't use the 24 hours, it's not carried over. So every day I wake up fresh and alive and grateful that I have another day to try again, to be better again. So my yardstick is always moving, moving. I don't measure how far it has to go every day. So long as I'm moving, I'm making progress, I'm happy with myself. I'm impeccable with my word. I don't want to make assumptions. I don't want to take it personally, because when you take things personally too much, you are actually taking emotional poison. Now, why would I want to feed myself emotional poison? Just because that person said something bad about me, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it because it just doesn't resonate with me. And practicing these 4 agreements has led me to be surrounded by people who have the same values as me or the same temperament as me. I will not hear unnecessary gossip. I will only have people who are supportive, who are encouraging, who are compassionate. That is my world now. When I was younger, it was not like that. I will hear a lot of gossips here and gossips there, and I was so affected by it. But through not taking things personally, things started filtering. The bad parts sort of like get filtered out, and it doesn't come back to me anymore. And I always look at solutions. I don't look at problems. So when there's a problem, I would say it's a challenge. It's not a problem. So to me, the 4 agreements have impacted me so much. Even in my life as a professional, I am a lawyer by profession. When I was younger, as a lawyer, a fresh lawyer, I heard someone giving me this piece of advice. Chooi, remember, your client can be your worst enemy. And I'll be like, really? How can that be? I was proven wrong in the year 2015 when one of my ex-clients now sued me for professional negligence. They wanted to make me a scapegoat for something that went wrong, that was eventually settled, but they were still going for a second bite on the same subject matter against me for professional negligence when I was giving evidence on their behalf in their suit against the other party. Can you beat that? That's how nasty clients can be. Thankfully, I only have one such client, but that was more than enough because the sum that they were suing me was huge. I could never earn that kind of money in my life. I went through nearly 5 years of emotional agony and distress. The kind of frustration that I have to bear, and still having to think straight that I have not to be personal about this, and I cannot make assumptions, and I have to do my best to defend myself. To the extent that in the Court of Appeal, which is a higher court, when one of the parties between them, they appeal from the High Court, the other party, not my ex-client, the other party applied to the Court of Appeal to have the case that my client is suing me put up in the Court of Appeal, to introduce new evidence and to tell the court that they are in one court saying this way, and in another court they are going this way. And one of the grounds which the Court of Appeal decided against my client, ex-client, was criminal conspiracy. So he said, you cannot blow hot and cold over this subject matter. That's how bad my client, ex-client, was. Thankfully, justice prevailed. And we settled it out of court because the judge said, can you all settle this? Because you know why? The amount of evidence that was going to be presented was like, each volume is this thick, and there are 14 volumes of evidence. Do you think the judge want to go through all that nonsense? So in the end, we negotiated. The claims, since they admitted they have been fully paid, that was taken out, but they still came after me for the refund of the legal fees, which my lawyer negotiated to half. And then told me, Chooi Peng, just pay it. Everything is wiped clean. No more record, nothing. There'll be nothing against you. It's as if nothing has happened. Just take it. So I said, okay, we'll settle it. So with that, that case was settled. And I was thinking, you know, if I had not had these 4 agreements with me, that I was impeccable with my word. I did not take it personally. I did not make unnecessary assumptions which could have been dangerous for me or against me. And I always had this motto of doing my best. Doing my best, whatever difficulties and challenges there were. I just kept going and going and going. And thankfully, I had a lawyer who believed in me when he told me, Chooi Peng, I will defend you. I will help you. I was absolutely relieved when I heard those words, because that gave me more confidence. Really, really more confidence. So till today, I would tell people 4 agreements. Right? If people were to be nasty to you, just always remember, be impeccable. Say words. Don't say things bluntly. Don't say to hurt people. You can refine your language in saying bad things to people to make it sound nice. Avoid taking things personally. Of course, there are things that you do take things personally. Like my marriage, of course. I took it personally. How not to? Because it's something that's so personal. But yet, I knew how to turn it around so that I am not personal about my marriage anymore. It's just one part of my life that I had to go through, process it, and I can leave it and put it down. Not that I am against marriage, no. Just my marriage only. that I am against, that I had made a bad choice of a husband. Too bad. No one to blame but myself. But to be able to heal and recover and become even better as a person, whether with a husband or without a husband, and be happy. That's my achievement. And about making assumptions, no more making assumptions, because when we make assumptions, we are accepting certain truths which are not truths, which could be lies. So all in all, my last words to you is follow the 4 agreements. They are so important in your life. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you.